Good morning, students. Myself, Dr. Harpreet Kaur from Khalsa College, Patiala. Today's lecture of mine is Cultivation Practices of Asparagus. And this topic is basically for the MSc Vegetable Science students, Part 2. Now, about the asparagus. Asparagus is the first plant that greets us in springtime. It is a perennial plant, that is, once it gets established, the tender spears will return year after year. In addition to this, their foliage makes an excellent ornamental plants also. The botanical name of asparagus is Asparagus officinalis. It is a member of lily family and its chromosome number is 20. It has a potential in both the domestic and export markets. It is mostly used as a vegetable and also in the preparation of soups. There are various health benefits of asparagus as it is good for heart health, it regulates blood sugar, it has anti-aging properties, it reduces the risk of cancers, it also prevents the kidney from the stones, it is good for the pregnant woman and it is also eaten as a salad. About its origin, it is native to Europe, Western Asia, and it can be easily grown on subtropical and subtemperate agroclimatic regions. Uh, the soil requirement for the asparagus is well-drained sandy soils having pH 6 to 7.5 and having a temperature of 15 to 18 degrees centigrade for most of the growing season. For the field preparation, deep plowing up to 20 to 25 centimeter followed by 2 to 3 harrowings and proper leveling of the soil should be done. And the sowing time is March to May in hills and July to November in plains. Now the asparagus plants have a various recommended varieties. Asparagus plant is both male and female. Only female plant produces berries and the male plants they do not produce any berries. So they can be up to 3 times more productive than the female plants. For this reason, growing male asparagus plant is often preferred. There are various varieties of asparagus such as Jersey Giant, Jersey King, Jersey Knight, Mary Washington, Martha Washington that produces female plants which are not as productive as the male plants. In colder climate, Gulf Millennium is the variety and in warmer climate, Apollo and UC 157 is the variety that produces well before the weather turns hot. For the seed rate and spacing, 3 to 4 kg of the seed is required to raise a seedling for 1 hectare. And spacing is 75 centimeter into 50 centimeter for the transplanting crop from the nursery. And seeds when they are transplanted through crowns. The crowns should be 1 year old, having a good health. And they are transplanted in the furrows at 45 to 60 centimeter spacing. As far as manures and fertilizer is concerned, there is no recommendation when the asparagus is used used in medicinal purposes. But for the commercial purpose, the manure requirement is farmyard manure or the compost, which is 30 to 40 tons per hectare, and NPK is 80, 60, and 40 kg per hectare, and nitrogen is applied in 4 to 5 supplement doses. First irrigation is given at the time of planting and then after 10 to 15 days interval. In general, it requires 2 to 3 irrigations in winter season and 2 irrigations per month in summer season. For the weed control, shallow hoeing can be done to check the weed infestation. There is 2 to 3 weedings which are recommended in rainy season and if the herbicides are used then we can use glyphosate and paraquat as a post-emergence herbicide. Now there are some particular points that should be kept in mind before harvesting that they are do not harvest the spear in first year but only cut down the dead foliage. During the second year harvest for only 3 to 4 weeks. But the side dressing with the compost is done in the early fall and keep the bed thickly mulched. During the third year, the beds should be in full production, so you can start to harvest asparagus throughout the season. And at the time of harvesting, the spears are cut off below the ground surface with a knife. But care should be taken that the young adjacent sprouts should not be damaged. The cutting should be limited to 2 to 3 weeks in first cutting and 8 to 12 weeks in second or the subsequent years of cutting. When the spears have developed to a desired length above the soil surface, they are cut about 3 cm to 5 cm below the ground level. There are some post-harvest handling operations also because asparagus is a highly perishable crop, so it requires some pre-cooling and post-cooling practices. Pre-cooling is recommended to remove the field heat prior to shipment, and it is commonly practiced via hydrocoolings. And asparagus can be kept successfully for about 3 weeks at 35 degree Fahrenheit. But when there is a very low temperature, then it is subjected to chilling injury. Asparagus yields 4 to 17 quintals per hectare. And there are some plant protection measures for the various insect pest and diseases which are as under. In insect pest, asparagus beetle is a common insect that can attack our asparagus plant. It is also called as a Japanese beetle. To control the asparagus beetle, we should spray malathion at the regular intervals. Then golden centipedes can be controlled by removing the affected plants and flooding the field. Asparagus aphids can also be controlled by spraying malathion and by using resistant varieties. In case of diseases, asparagus rust is a major disease which occurs on the asparagus stems. For management, destroy the debris of the previous crop and spray the crop with dithane M45 or dithane Z78 at the rate of 0.2%. Then fusarium, root rust and purple spot are the two major diseases, and these diseases can be prevented by having a good crop rotation system and planting in the soil with good water and air drainage, and also by using disease resistant varieties. So, from the above discussion, we can say that asparagus is one of the most delicate perennial plant of our garden. Its erect branching stems, that is 15 to 180 centimeter long, are known as spears, and these spears are used in soups and other products. Asparagus beds, once established, will continue to produce for many years. So we can say that it is a good diuretic and it is also used in cardiac dropsy and gout. So this is all about asparagus. Thank you very much.